wearing with a helmet, not helmet, what type of helmet is trying to wear, which particular area is in, etc. This is an actual field view, but that was a camera view as such. You can see how real time it is. It's as a camera, it's running at 25 frames per second and analyzing this video. Reports go to their respective head managers and they can take strict actions accordingly. So a lot of fire smoke detections we have developed, a lot of interlocking with man-machine interfaces, etc. we have been developing. So you might be thinking like this solution that we have built so far, the team of 25 people working around, might be into a background of technical knowledge as such. It's not. The people who are working with us comes from a rural background from Tier 3 city. They have a great interest to learn about technology, but they have good marks. We handle them where we educate them in BSc in electronics. Parallelly, they work with us. We pay them stipend as well. 8 to 11 o'clock, they have a class. 11:30 onwards till they work with us. And these are the people who have built this, such solutions, I would say, right? You might be imagining it might be an engineering folks. There are mechanical engineering folks as well who has converted when building these solutions. What we see or what has Docketon ecosystem as a culture we say in, there is an attitude of learning. That's what it's required to learn and build this type of solutions. Technology to understand might be hard, but if you try to dig down a little bit, try to research a bit on that, then you might be unstoppable and you can bring out beautiful solutions as such. So you can see that even the Tier 3 students who are there, who are full-time employed with us, getting educated, getting the degree, and also building this type of solutions makes a great impact, right? That's about the overall employee culture that we have at Docketon. Journey of my as such, I was like you guys in my engineering days, maybe try to settle with TCS, Infosys with jobs, right? I had a couple of offers as well with me. What changed was to get incubated at a foundation called as Deshpande Startups, where I got into a thing. There was a hackathon running by, and I saw a particular individual holding an Arduino board. An Arduino board is a small card which you can connect with a lot of sensors. You can get various data of temperature, etc. And got totally excited what type of solutions they are building in. Somebody were selling paintings online. Somebody were developing a smart wearable devices that time. And this, I'm talking about 2013, 2014 around, right? And that's where I saw a lot of innovation solutions are happening via hackathon. And that's where it excited me. I spent a lot of hours. I used to sleep early morning in classes around 8 o'clock. I had a shiny glare, so that lecturers would not know that I was sleeping actually, because I would spend a lot of my time in my entrepreneurial journey learning about this technology, what e-commerce is, what AI is, what IoT is, etc., and trying to build these solutions. That's where it made me motivated. Even a couple of companies offered me an internship that I felt like that's not my thing. I need to enter into an entrepreneurial journey. To become an entrepreneurial journey, I went as a technological head for Deshpande Startups, helped a lot of startups, did for 1 year, and then with a lot of experience on that part, did for 1 year, got a lot of insights from various startups, founders, CEOs, co-founders as well, and then started my Docketon journey. It's been now 3 years journey with this, and you can see the scale being in a Tier 2 city like Hubli, we are making an impact with these industries that we work with. So it's not that Tier 1 cities, metro cities have a combinations, but we also have a combinations to make a greater impact with this technology. So coming about AI, right? I want to show you a small example as a video. Who is the CEO of Google? Sundar Pichai, right? So I'll show you an interesting video. You get a lot of spam calls these days, right? Maybe somebody asks you for a loan request, somebody tells you to take a geo switch, some SIM switch they try to ask you, and they try to keep troubling you, right? And somewhere in your own mind, you might be thinking, right, is there someone who can talk on my behalf? Right? You might be having that perspective, right? Somebody can talk my behalf, my time is getting wasted. There are a lot of spam calls. Truecaller is helping us, but again, you need someone to support in. I'll show you an interesting video. This was there in Google I/O hosts every year. They try to showcase a lot of innovative solutions. And we will see what impact is trying to build in. And there are a couple of things that he uses in. Try to make sure that you listen carefully. And I have some couple of questions for you. The second video.
With the assistant. As I said earlier, our vision for our assistant is to help you get things done. It turns out a big part of getting things done is making a phone call. You may want to get an oil change schedule, maybe call a plumber in the middle of the week, or even schedule a haircut appointment. You know, we are working hard to help users through those moments. We want to connect users to businesses in a good way. Businesses actually rely a lot on this, but even in the US, 60% of small businesses don't have an online booking system set up. We think AI can help with this problem. So let's go back to this example. Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
So how can I help you?
Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd.
Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around?
At 12 p.m.
We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15.
Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.?
Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for?
Just a woman's haircut for now.
Okay, we have a 10 o'clock.
10 a.m. is fine.
Okay, what's her first name?
The first name is Lisa.
Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Great. Have a great day. Bye.
That was a real call you just heard. The amazing thing is the assistant can actually understand the nuances of conversation. We've been working on this technology for many years. It's called Google Duplex. It brings together all our investments over the years in natural language understanding, deep learning, text-to-speech. By the way, when we are done, the assistant can give you a confirmation notification saying your appointment has been taken care of. Let me give you another example. Let's say you want to call a restaurant, but maybe it's a small restaurant which is not easily available to book online. The call actually goes a bit differently than expected. So take a listen.
See how may I hear you?
Hi, I'd like to reserve a table for Wednesday the 7th.
For 7 people?
It's for 4 people.
4 people? When? Today?
Next Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Oh, actually we leave here for like after like 5 people. For 4 people you can come.
How long is the wait usually to be seated?
For when, tomorrow or weekday or?
For next Wednesday, the 7th.
Oh no, it's not too busy. You can come for 4 people, okay?
Oh, I gotcha. Thanks.
Bye bye.
Again, that was a real call. We have many of these examples where the calls quite don't go as expected.
Interesting one, right? It had an emotion also to it, right? It was like, right? It was just like a human, how do we have a conversation? It was having a conversation as a Google Assistant over there. So you might be thinking how this technology, what the technology name, what it was mentioned, can anybody? Google Duplex, right? And he did mention that they were using deep learning, natural language understanding, and text-to-speech. To understand that, let's go at that very top order what AI is really about. because some might be very new to a concept what AI and artificial intelligence is. In a simplistic terms, when we were kids, we didn't know how to write much. We didn't know how to write or learn some things, and that's where we sent out to schools. And we had lecturers, the teachers, who had a very good knowledge to teach us various subjects, and that's where we got to know how to speak in English, try to solve some mathematical-based problems, and so on, right? And that's the reason we have something called as brain, right? The brain is able to store a lot of information, and what's acting over here is the machines as such, right? Those are dummy machines. We need to train that system. How do you train them, right? Teachers has already had so much of knowledge which was getting transferred to us as a kids, and that's where we were learning from those concepts. And that's where we have subjects also to write an exam. We were getting some set of marks, maybe 70, 80%, and 90% plus, or 100% as well, on how much well we have understood those concepts. Similarly, the machines as such learns in a similar way. You try to feed in the machine with various knowledge. The knowledge might be a text, might be an Excel sheet, might be an image, might be a video, anything which can be usable for a machine to make certain decisions, right? And for us, teachers were the ones who were giving us a lot of knowledge, and it was getting feeded, and that's where we got to learn those concepts. And we have something called as neurons, right, in your brain. A lot of neurons gets connected to each other to make a neural network as such, right? And that's where the combinations of learning happens, and a lot of storage happens over here, and we keep learning, right? And we do make mistakes as well, and we compensate from those mistakes. That's what AI is really about. Based on the data which you feed in, it might be, take an example, maybe you give an input of an image of cat and a dog, a set of images, and machine gets to train them, right? And once it trains, it tells like, okay, I can see this new image of cat might be of 80%. It's guessing out, right, out of the data set what you are given. Since it says 80%, there is 20% rate missing, I might need some combinations to make it much more perfect, right? As the days goes by, it starts to improvise, and that's where it keeps improvising in detecting which is a cat or which is a dog, as an example. But little accuracy constraint is okay in this type of little application, but talking about the self-driving car, right, it needs to be 100% accurate. It needs to be such a way that it needs to have a look into the overall combinations. A lot of self-driving cars from Tesla, Google, and other people are already working on these concepts, on self-driving car-based technology. The concept which I told you about the neural network, the neurons, it's called as deep learning as a concept. Reinforcement is learning more of the mistakes which you try to learn in, and it learns on spot of that, right? That is called as something called as reinforcement learning as such. We had played hide and seek in our childhood days, right? How many of you played hide and seek? Everyone, right? So hide and seek is a very, very good game, when we still love that little game. I want to show you also a video on that, and how this hide and seek, there are two bots, a blue bot and a red bot. A blue bot and red bot are given a playground, a little objects here and there, and they have given to search. The blue bot starts searching them, right? Sorry, blue bot hides, and the red bot starts searching them, and it's given a big playground. We as a kids also were given a lot of combinations to teach, and that's why we got improvised as well. Similarly, I show you a concept called as reinforcement learning. That's how it inspires this video to know you that how this self-driving cars are also getting built. So third video we can play in, which shows you a concept called as hide and seek that relates to a lot of examples on self-driving car technology which is getting built in the market right now.
On Earth, this
technology, it's advancing faster and taking technology. It's advancing faster and taking less time to be widely adopted than ever before.
So, like the fourth one, the hide and seek, the last one.
On Earth, the simple rules of natural selection and competition led to the evolution of On Earth, the simple rules of natural selection and competition led to the evolution of increasingly intelligent life forms. Today, we ask if comparably simple rules and multi-agent competition
red bot is
can
trying
also
to find
lead
a blue bot.
intelligent behavior
It's been
in
given
new
a playground,
virtual world.
and it's self-learning.
These agents are
right?
playing hide
That's
and
how
seek.
self-driving car also needs to learn from various data.
These agents
right?
have just begun learning, but they've already learned to chase and run away. This is a hard world for a hider who has only learned to flee. However, after training in millions of rounds
These
of hide and
playgrounds
seek,
are called
the
as
hiders find a
simulations,
solution.
where with simulations
the
we
hiders
try
learn
to train
use
these
rudimentary
systems.
tools to their advantage. By grabbing and locking these blocks, they can create their own shelter. The seekers are locked in place for a brief period at the start of the game, giving hiders a chance to prepare. Even so, the hiders must learn to collaborate, accomplishing tasks that would be impossible for any single individual. The hiders are not the only ones who can learn to use tools. After many generations of failing to break into the shelter, the seekers learn to jump over obstacles using ramps. However, after many millions of rounds of having their shelter breached, the hiders learn to take away the primary tool the seekers have at their disposal. Note that we did not explicitly incentivize any of these behaviors. As
Now the
each
ladder
team
is
learns
being
a new
taken off.
skill, it implicitly changes the challenges the other team faces, creating a new pressure to adapt. We've also put these agents into a more open-ended environment, randomizing the objects, team sizes, and walls. In this world, they learn to construct their own shelter from scratch, requiring that they arrange multiple objects into precise structures. To prevent seekers from using the ramps, the hiders move them to the edge of the play area and lock them in place. We originally believed this would be the final strategy that the agents learn. However, we found that after more training, the seekers discovered that they can jump on top of boxes and surf them to the hider's shelter. In the last stage of emergent strategy that we observe, the hiders learn to lock as many boxes as they can before constructing their fort in order to defend against box surfing. So how do agents acquire these skills? They're trained using reinforcement learning, an algorithm inspired by the way animals on Earth learn. The agents play thousands of rounds of hide and seek in parallel for many days. They train against each other as well as past versions of themselves using an algorithm called self-play. Coevolution and competition on Earth led to the only generally intelligent species known to date, humans. While this world is far less complex than Earth, we have found evidence that simple rules can lead to increasingly intelligent behavior from multi-agent interaction. We hope that with a much larger and more diverse environment, truly complex and intelligent agents will one day emerge. On Earth, the simple rules of
An interesting concept, right? So you might be guessing, how do I start learning AI? How do I apply to my industry? We have various industries, right? If I am into a finance industry as such, a lot of fraud alerts are coming in, how I can cater to those as a segment. Or the bank segments are integrating these solutions. You might be also seeing that a lot of OTP does come in, a lot of fraud detections are also happening. So can AI help in that? Already AI is helping into that part. The railway ticket that you book in, there is a chatbot called as Ask Disha, where you can talk to that particular bot and it can give you a PNR status, the train schedule status as such. And there is no such control room, which is now reduced. Now Ask Disha is taking care of the major part. Even if you talk to a banking solution via customer support, a voice assistant is having a conversation with you. If it's able to solve, great. Otherwise, then it starts looping into the actual service center, which reduces down the overall human force as such. In an agriculture as such, a lot of drone-based mapping, the 2D mapping of the layouts, what can be cultivated, what particular area can be mapped in. Even a lot of pesticides, the diseases being affected to the plants can be analyzed, and it can spray on that spot as well. So that can also be a great technology on agriculture-based initiatives. You might be having so much of data. You might be going to more as a supermarket, Reliance as a supermarket, and you give your number, right? The number they ask you before making a payment. But you can see that how Reliance as an overall market can utilize your pattern of buying which you are trying to do. Maybe you are trying to buy only groceries. Somebody of your friends is buying a fashion-based apparel. Your friend gets a couple of discounts on apparels because I can see his pattern based on the unique number, which is mobile number, which is being tagged. Similarly, I might get discounts on groceries as such. You can see how easily I can tap in, I can suggest in the customer-centric experience as well. So there are a lot of combinations of AI. And if you want to learn this thing, maybe you need to just start from programming basics, and there are a lot of tools to help you on that. And if you want to be a part of Docketer and trying to work on these type of initiatives and technology, you are free to be applying. I can be found on LinkedIn as Ajay Kabadi, as well as in your website, we have all the details, what type of innovations that we are building in. And if you want to be a part of as an internship or for a full-time opportunity, it might be a not non-technical as well. We have other positions also open. If you want to bring this change into ecosystem, you can have a look into Docketrun website. It's www.docketrun.com. So you can have a look and apply for those positions also. And if you are enthusiastic, you might have an idea if you want to open up. We have a great set of facilities around here. I am incubated in Deshpande Startups as well as Kale University. Both are an incubation center, which have an electronic lab facility. They have a 3D printing facility out there. We have, as a Docketrun, we were supported from Government of Karnataka. We were one of the Elevate grant winner. It's an idea to POC grant. I just had an idea about the concept on Docketrun, which got changed into an actual product, and now you can see the industries that we are working with. So initially, as a support with our idea, the Government of Karnataka had provided us a grant, Elevate 2019. We were part of Startup India Yatra as well. We were part of that. And then as the journey went in, we are currently bootstrapped. We are not raised any funds as such. We are self-sustainable by working with these things as well. So that's how the overall picture of Docketrun is all about. And happy to take up any questions if you have, and I can help you in on that part as well. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Ajay, questions, very, very inspiring. I was actually sitting there. Okay. People were enjoying your Avengers and your AI. I just walked in here for something. Thank you very much. You're inspiring. We have a lot of questions. They have returned on the questions. There's a format to it today. Questions are being collated. Okay. We will answer them after Kalai's hearing to Kalai.
Thank you.
Okay. Kalai, may I request you? Thank you. One more young person from Map My India, all your GIS mapping that can complement your CCTV. Over to you.
Yeah. Ellorku namaskara. Namaste. Vanakkam and good morning. I hope you guys have heard a lot about AI from Ajay. He explained everything from starting, how it is being made, and how his company is progressing over here. One thing what I saw in that video is it's all about foreign companies. So that should be changed in your generation. We hope that from India, we will bring these technologies. That is where Map My India is here. So 27 years ago, our founders, Mr. Rakesh Verma and Rashmi Verma, they had a conviction that 80% of data will have location component to it. So that is, with that conviction, they started a business. In 2021, government has understood the importance of geospatial sector, and they announced a new geospatial policy, which allows any companies in India can have the freedom to map. And they put a vision by 2030. Whatever maps you are seeing in foreign countries, the high definition maps, India will have all the high definition maps, topographical maps, and everything will be digitized. So in that journey, with that conviction, Map My India went on to IPO, and we had a successful IPO with 155% of subscription. We have launched consumer app. It's called Map My India Mapples app. You can get it on Play Store and App Store, which competes with global giants like Google Map and other Apple Map and other places. So in that application, what we do is we are trying to solve Indian problems. So many times, using this default map apps, you might go and get stuck in a narrow road, where you might be going in a car, the route suggested may not be applicable for the car route, so your car will go and stuck. And you will be going in a bike, the car route is being suggested. You are like spending a time unnecessarily. So we at Map My India, we understand Indian roads better, so we provide comfortable navigation experience. By considering traffic, our traffic data are generated using vehicle tracking devices. We also work on the IoT technology. So we provide vehicle tracking devices and other sensors. So those devices are getting fitted into the vehicles, and 80% of OEMs uses Map My India maps, which comes inbuilt in your vehicle. So with that, we will be able to tell exactly where is the traffic and whether this road is drivable by car, or this road is drivable by bike, or this road is drivable by truck. Also, we have a partnership with a different traffic police department. For example, last year we signed an MOU with UP Police Traffic. So they share all the traffic advisories through Mapples app. Similarly, we are planning to expand it to pan-India level. So with that, if any road closure is happening, so you will be able to immediately get it on our Mapples app. So you don't need to use default map app, you can directly use this. Then many times when you are going in a bike, your friend might suddenly get onto the speed breaker, then you will be feeling what are you driving. So in our application, we understand the need. Indian roads are filled with speed breaker and potholes sometimes. So we provide like safety alerts like there is a speed breaker ahead, within 200 meters there is going to be a speed breaker, reduce your speed. Then we show the speed limit of the road. And based on the speed limit of the road, we give the overspeeding alert. Whenever you are doing overspeeding, we will give you the alert. Also, we show like, apart from government is enforcing the traffic laws, we also show where and all the traffic cameras, speed cameras are there. Those are the sensitive areas. You should not do overspeeding. So we alert that passenger who uses Mapples app, where and all the speed camera, traffic camera is there. In this area, you should be more conscious. You should drive slowly. So those are the things we do. And we understand one more problem. Many times when you use the map, default maps, you will get stuck in whether to take a flyover or whether to take a service road. So we have come up with an innovative solution called a junction views. So it's a 3D photorealistic image of the junction. Before you enter into the junction, we show it in a 3D photorealistic image. It will, along with lane guidance, whether you need to take a flyover or whether you need to take a service road. Then we show the real view. So real view means we have mapped more than lakhs of kilometers in real view. That is, you can view the places in 360 before you visit that particular place. As I mentioned, we work in the emerging technologies. In that, we have introduced the virtual reality. If you wear any VR glass, and if you open our mapples.com and enter into the VR mode, you can virtually see that places. So that virtual reality is going to be one of the future technology. So that, for example, today if you are sitting here and attending the meeting, tomorrow you don't need to come to this place. You can sit at wherever you are comfortable at, and all will be in the virtual world, and in that world you will be able to see. So there also MapMyIndia is like using those technologies and bringing the reality in your mobile phone. Then we work on a lot of artificial intelligence technology for traffic prediction, ETA prediction, how much time you will take to reach a particular location. Also for the digitization. When we run a survey vehicle, we get a lot of videos. So our R&D team has come up with an interesting algorithm which will automatically predict, it will automatically take out that where the speed breaker signboard is there, what are the different objects are there, traffic furnitures are there. So those kind of informations are automatically feed into our data engine. With that help, we are able to digitize this world very fast. Last year, we went global. So with that, MapMyIndia brand has been introduced a global brand called Mapples. So we have started displaying 190 countries maps on our web portal. Soon it will be available in our app as well. Then we have a lot of interesting collaboration with government. Everybody knows about Har Ghar Tiranga campaign, which government has run last year. Anybody knows Har Ghar Tiranga? So what we have done, interestingly, that on every house, we digitally hosted a flag. So we have a map data at house number level. You can search your own houses. If it is not there, you can also add it. And you can also suggest an edit from our application. And we also encourage people to host their flag virtually. Similarly, we have associated with Toilet 2.0 campaign, where we have displayed all the public toilets in our application. You can search nearby public toilets and you can rate reviews. Those reviews are directly monitored by government organization. If you find some issue with that toilets and other areas, you can post it on our Mapples app. Government will take a necessary action and it will be addressed. Then Yogathon in Karnataka government is conducting, it's on Sunday. So there also we have associated in that If you participate, you can post it on the map. So pan-India level, anybody who comes it and views the Yogathon participation, they can directly see it on the Mapples app, how many people have participated on this Yogathon. Similarly, we do a lot of interesting things with other corporations. For example, we provide APIs and SDKs. So this API and SDK is an interesting concept which everybody should know. So when you have a data, you don't need to share the complete data with the other person. So that you can own the data, you can share whatever information you want to share it with others. So it's called application programming interface. So we provide a lot of APIs and SDKs. So in that APIs and SDKs, using that API and SDK, many companies integrate our APIs. For example, Paytm app uses our map APIs. McDonald's uses our map APIs. Similarly, all the vehicle OEMs like Mahindra, MG Hector, so all those people are using it. So you don't need to rely on the foreign companies for any of your map related integrations. Our map support will be very good. We will be able to give the custom solution. We are a cost efficient company. For youngsters, we have one offer. If you are starting a company or if you are doing project, we give free map API credits. So you can use our premium API to normal any map display and all APIs free. Till your company grows, you can use our APIs with free of cost. We will be able to give you complete support. You can use it. And we want to introduce college ambassador program in our Mapples app. You can register for that and you can be a Mapples and MapMindia ambassador. Take this own indigenous map to everyone. I request everyone to download this MapMindia Mapples app in your Play Store and App Store. With this, I will conclude my topic. If you are having any questions or anything, you can write it and I will be happy to answer it. Thank you.
Kalai, thank you very much. In fact, one of the questions everybody will be asking you is, if the police is there, can you map them when they drive without license? One question, Ajay, this is for you. This is from the chat that we received yesterday from Mohammed Arif. A similar one I have clubbed from a different user as well. Question ऐसा है कि हम लोग पढ़ रहे हैं, we are actually educated. 21 years हम लोग क्लास में पढ़ रहे हैं. Why don't we focus on skills? This is one part of the question. The next part of the question is, as an entrepreneur, you have answered it, but I want you to answer it again. Would you prefer somebody with a good potential and problem solving, or would you prefer somebody with a good degree? You have a mic in front of you, please, you can use that. Thank you.
Good problem solving and?
देखो, एक है part is, I am a experienced guy, I am having a certificate. On the other side, I'm not much experienced, but I have good communication, problem solving, and the will to do it. As an entrepreneur, kisko chunenge, number one. The other is 21 years formal education hai, but skills are not there in primary. What is your take as an entrepreneur? Thank you.
Okay. So there are two parts which I wanted to divide in. One is on the problem. The problem which you will be solving, you might have some experience, you might not have an exposure of much to how do you approach. But digging down, the major thing I would, before trying to solve a particular solution for that, you need to understand deeply what problem you are solving, what an impact is trying to make in. That's the mistake which I had made in my entrepreneurial journey on initial days. I saw that there was a little problem. I didn't dig down. Who's the customer who will be using that particular solution? I suddenly built out the solution and then where was looking for customers. So I did more of a reverse way where I built the solution and then created a problem and then started providing as a service. That didn't really work, right? Now the solutions that we are building first checks very deep down. We work on various metrics, what type of pain problem that we need to solve in. Dig down, ask the customers the various questions. You might not have an experience on these problems which you are solving in as well, but there is a window to learn with the customers, and the customers are your biggest, I would say, an asset, who will help you and understand you and handhold you as well. That's where it worked for us really well. Because once we showed them a prototype, they were handholding, this is how it doesn't work. This is how it needs to be created, right? If a continuous improvement is needed, the customer is the one as an asset which you need to make sure, understand their pain problem and solve it. I had met a couple of days back some couple of village school students from more of a Kannada medium school. Usually in their village, since they come from Tier 3 city, a lot of light gets cut out and they were unable to study as well. They have devised a simple LED bulb which they can stick to any pen. And they can write it down, and that's the overall journey, right? Because morning they can't, they have a schools to attend. It was very simple problem to solve, but nobody had thought about, right? There were a lot of power cuts in the night. And they've devised various switch cell and LEDs, and then now they are going on a bigger scale as well. You can see that problem is very niche, but once you start digging down and work around that would be a best thing. That's what on the problem solving I would say. On an experience point, if you don't have much skill sets, there are a lot of tools available in the market. A lot of startups-based collaboration tools which are there, which are made open source. Map My India also provides a startup credits. Similarly, we have a lot of tools, resources available in the market, where as a Startup India website, if you try to go through, if you get registered over there, a lot of tools available, a lot of mentors available into the domain that you are working in, and they can help you and guide you via various incubation and accelerators that they have in. So that's the answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajay. The question before I take the audience question is to Kalai. Is there any courses that teach you on GIS, and what do you actually advise the audience here with regards to having a career in GIS and so forth? Thank you.
Courses as such, we don't offer it currently. It's in our pipeline. But what you can do is, it's like a self-serve portals are there. If you go to about.mapples.com, you can find a lot of documentation and easy to learn methods are there. You can just copy paste it. You can get the credits. The moment you sign up, you will get a free credits. You can directly start using it. And if you are having any doubt, you can directly write to us. We will be able to give the demo for that. Soon we will offer some questions. But best part to explore the GIS is start using Mapples app, and wherever you find something is not working or some requirement is there, you can tell us. We will be able to immediately fix it. Because we want to address Indian problems. That is how whatever the solutions or whatever differentiation factor I said, that is because of the customer feedback. If we can solve for India, we strongly believe that we'll be able to address that global needs. Yeah. We take the questions? Yeah, you can. Okay.
You will do that, he will help us out in picking. He's an NSS volunteer. He'll help. हम क्या करेंगे? We'll take about 10 questions first, but very quick answers, no long answers because a lot of questions. पहला सवाल आप ये दे रहे हैं, ठीक है? पहला सवाल है from Mr. I think Mr. चौधरी राजस्थान से, ग्रामीण भारत में युवाओं को अपने खुद के उद्योगों के स्थापित करने में सरकार क्या सहायता दे रही है और उनके लिए किस किस क्षेत्रों में काम क्या है? ओके, ठीक है. देखिए, उत्तर भारत में ग्रामीण भारत में आई थिंक आप क्या पूछ रहे हो? उद्योगों को स्थापित करने के लिए 100% स्टार्टअप इंडिया आप देख लीजिए, ग्रामीण या सिटी शहरों में जो भी है, स्टार्टअप इंडिया में बहुत सारे सुविधाएं हैं. बाद में मैं स्टार्टअप इंडिया का वेबसाइट भी लगा लूँगा, आप देख लीजिए. प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब कीजिए. इंक्यूबेटर के लिए फंडिंग है, इनिशियल फंडिंग है. सो देयर इज़ अ लॉट ऑफ स्कीम्स. आपके लोकल जो कौशल्य विभाग है और एमएसएमई विभाग है आपके जो राजस्थान में, वहाँ संपर्क कीजिए. दे विल हेल्प यू आउट. अगला सवाल जो है, हैंड राइटिंग ये जो है डॉक्टर को पढ़ना चाहिए यार, मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. नाम भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा, इसलिए डॉक्टर बोला मैं. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, इसको मैं छोड़ देता हूँ. हाँ, मेडिकल के लिए बेस्ट है वो. The replacement of humans by robots or machines will affect the people through unemployment. What is your concern about it? Anisha Paul from Kerala. First, I'll pose it to Kalai, then I'll pose it to you. Very quick answers, please. Will robots or machines affect the people through unemployment? ये second सवाल है.
No, my question is, it's my personal opinion. It won't lead to unemployment. It will increase the productivity of the humans. One real example I would like to say how AI is helping. We have one application called Workmate. It's a field force monitoring application. So what it does is, field employees will be tracked with that application. So wherever they go, the managers can see. What is happening, one of the features is whenever you start the work, you need to take the photographs and you need to start moving or wherever you need to do work. What is happened after some time, what we realized, people instead of taking their photograph, they take the photo of their photo. Okay, the face of their photo, they take it. So the company has appointed 2 people to validate whether every people is taking the photo. But it's a tedious job. There are like 1,200 employees. 2 people are sitting and it is monotonous job. So they requested, can the AI can solve this problem? Still 2 people are there. AI is there. Whenever they come, keep the camera in front of us, automatically it will validate that face recognition will be validated and attendance will be marked. So here also AI or robot kind of technology is working, but those 2 people are not remote. Those job and mental, they'll get a mental peace. So robots, AIs are there to give peace for the employees and it will enhance their human life. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
Take on this, please.
So I would say that the humans, the day-to-day aspects might see a combination of getting automated, but it will create a new combination of opportunities for us. The existing work profile as such, you might see some little drop on that, a lot of, as I was explaining about the customer support, right? But it will open up a new opportunities for us where we can initiate on those, since will be into more of a problem solving and the existing products will get automated and we have a bigger vision or the bigger problems to solve with. So that's my take on the robot and the humans part.
Snehita from Telangana has raised a question. I think this is for you, Ajay. Even though when we implement CCTV facilities, so many accidents and crimes are not being controlled. Any suggestion on how to stop this using CCTV?
I'll tell you a little way to track and help that on solution. Consider CCTV can see those type of violations. I would say that very nearby to the cameras, we will have some kind of voice announcement systems of a human-based voice which can talk in various regional languages. And whenever that violation is being observed, we can speak based on an incident that will come on the coming days, which will help a lot of these violations can be controlled. So there might be systems, there might be auto telecaller which can go to respective departments to take actions. And even on spot, there might be voice combinations, hooter combinations which can help to cater these solutions, I would say.
To you, being a technology field entrepreneur, what challenges you faced? How do you tackle them? You have addressed this already, but very quickly, this is for Prashant from UP. Technology entrepreneur, what did you face initially when you commenced your journey as an entrepreneur in your entrepreneurship? And how did you tackle them both?
Okay.
Very quick.
The first and foremost was to convince your parents that you are starting your entrepreneurial journey. You need to make them understand that since I had a lot of offers in hand, and there's always a family pressure as well. They want to see you at a better platform since they have given right from the scratch the education they want to. And if you can explain your parents what solution you are solving in for what particular pain problem is, I would say the first would be a great expert. That's the major challenge which I faced in. And the next was into understanding a customer. I started building a solution rather than understanding pain problem of the customer's point. That's where it failed miserably. Was unable to, a lot of debts also, which a lot of savings was also utilized and that went to a lot of debt. That made a combination, but the team was in such a robust thing, they continued, they thought of this is an innovation that we are building in. And then since we switched in understanding more of customers' problem, understand them deeply, sitting down with them, making them understand this is how the solution they need, and that's where all the things got changed in. So that was a lot of challenges, and a lot of late nights were spent. I was doing my engineering as well, also working on my entrepreneur journey. It was a little hard thing since a lot of number of hours were getting spent. So these are these are the combinations. There will be a lot of hard stops for you, but how do you come out the next day is the best chance. This is what the startup journey is. You will be juggled up. You will be need to make like business development. You need to do sales. You need to build in technology. You might be robust in any domains, and that's where it makes you a good expert. You will be facing a lot of challenges, but due to the challenges to handhold you, there are incubators, and Startup India is doing really with the good initiatives as such, by bringing a lot of grants, the mentors, the sessions, accordingly to tackle these type of challenges as such.
Ajay, you won't get any rest because the next question again is for you. What is the role of decision making in entrepreneurship? How is the impact in, this is from Supra Reddy from Andhra Pradesh. What is the role of decision making in an entrepreneurship? Yeah. How do you decide? What's the decision making? So this is.
In entrepreneurship, like consider I'm a founder. I'm not, might be 100% accurate. I do make mistakes, right? But I learn from the other founders' mistakes also, what they have done wrong, what made them as a wrong decision and why the decision was wrong. So I take a lot of support from the various mentors, why they failed, on what they failed. I touch upon not on the success rate. I basically talk to them on all the problems which they faced in their entrepreneurial journey. A lot of serial entrepreneurs are also there. You might be also finding at your various places. So have your mentor on the domain that you work with, and he will be the one who can handhold you. He can help you in a little decision-making part of it. You not completely say that this is but he'll show you a path, and the path which you need to take in, it's your decision. And it might be right or wrong, but at least you are taking that chance of getting into that particular path is what makes you great and unstoppable on the coming days by bringing a great innovative solution as a Made in India initiative, I would say.
पीयूष सिंह फ्रॉम अयोध्या यूपी, आपका सवाल जो है वी विल आस्क टुमारो ग्लोबल वार्मिंग के बारे में, वो सेक्शन है. आई एम कीपिंग इट. आप कल रिपीट मत कीजिएगा. वी विल हैव दिस क्वेश्चन टुमारो मॉर्निंग. अगेन दिस इज Kalai, आई थिंक यू कैन टेक दिस. This is from Mayur Sudhakar Bishe from Maharashtra. While appreciating we should be aware of serious issues with deep fakes. I'm not going to read the next part of it. I don't want to get into the political part of it. How are we going to tackle issues in deepfake? In deepfake technology, generally when you go in, especially information, propaganda, technology कैसे use करेंगे? How either one of you can answer this. How do you want to use AI or anything? How are you going to tackle these issues of misinformation? Anybody, or should I? Yeah, please.
I know that a lot of false information goes by, and as AI technology is being adapted, there is a concept called as natural language processing, which can analyze the text what is being utilized in, and image gets scanned in. Through that, we can also make sure that is it a deep fake when it's being generated. And a lot of videos are also getting circulated as well, which are AI generated models, I would say. Those can also be analyzed. There is also a cross-sectional backgrounds and the models which they have built in. I'll give a small gist. So there are a lot of reinforcement technology which is getting used, which is catering to this segment, I would say. So there are solutions to help on these fronts. And even WhatsApp has an integration if you do forward multiple times. And Instagram might be also seeing the blurring out of the effect as well. Based on the incidents or something, it blurs out or removes off those content accordingly as well. So they have a backend deepfake-based model to cater into.
This is from Cheta Jadhav from Burhampur, MP. Basically, the question is, we are all talking about AI, technology, ये वो बड़ी-बड़ी बातें कर रहे हैं हम लोग यहाँ, लेकिन ग्रामीण प्रदेश में जहाँ रूरल है और ट्राइबल एरिया है, वहाँ कंप्यूटर्स भी अवेलेबल नहीं है, टेक्नोलॉजी एजुकेशन नहीं है, तो how are we going to harness the talent in the village? Very, very relevant question पूछे हैं जादव जी. Anybody wants to answer, or very appreciable, जादव जी. Okay. Last two questions.
जो बच्चे अपना क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं उनका नाम आ रहा है यहाँ से, वो अपनी सीट पे खड़े हो जाएंगे तो उन्हें भी अच्छा लगेगा कि हमने कुछ क्वेश्चन किया है और लोगों को मालूम पड़ेगा कि आपके द्वारा आया है। यादव जी खड़े हो जाएं आप। वेरी गुड।
यादव जी, दो चीज़ है, एटलीस्ट आई एम टॉकिंग फ्रॉम कर्नाटका एक्सपीरियंस, आई कैन नॉट एक्सटेंड इट आउटसाइड। पहली बात ये हम लोग ये कर रहे हैं कि हमारे जो RDPR जो डिपार्टमेंट है, जो रूरल डेवलपमेंट एंड पंचायती राज का जो इलाका है, वहाँ से हर एक ग्राम, अभी हमारे यहाँ तकरीबन 6000 ग्राम पंचायत है, 5900 या 80 ऐसा कुछ। हर एक ग्राम पंचायत में हम डिजिटल लाइब्रेरी लगा रहे हैं पहले, ऑलमोस्ट इट इज़ डन डिजिटल लाइब्रेरी। तो जो ग्रामीण प्रदेश के बच्चे हैं उनका वो फ़ायदा उठा सकते हैं। आई एम श्योर द अदर स्टेट्स आर ऑल्सो डूइंग फ्रॉम RDPR डिपार्टमेंट, नंबर 1। नंबर 2, हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, वी आर ऑल्सो टाइंग अप, बहुत सारे NGOs आ रहे हैं हमारे पास जो बोलते हैं कि डिजिटल लिटरेसी देना है। हम लोग चुन रहे हैं कि जो विलेज है, रूरल तो अर्बन तो सैचुरेशन हुआ है, रूरल में कर रहे हैं हम लोग। थर्ड थिंग, अल्टीमेटली मैं बोल रहा हूँ, जो कल अमृत समुदाय आपने जो सुना है, जो NSS के वॉलंटियर्स RP के सहपाठी कर रहे हैं, आपके यहाँ AICT में एक ये है कि डिजिटल लिटरेसी को फैलाना है, रूरल इंडिया में जाना है। दिस आर ऑल अबाउट 15 सेक्टर्स है। जो पढ़े लिखे हैं कॉलेज में जो व्यवस्था कर रहे हैं, दे आर ऑल्सो गोइंग टू द विलेज ट्राइंग टू गिव सम एजुकेशन, वहाँ डिजिटल लिटरेसी दे रहे हैं। तो एक सरकार से जो है वो कर रहे हैं RDPR, जो हमारे तरफ से है, जो सिटीजन की तरफ से है, हमें भी करना है, और जो विद्यार्थी के तरफ से, एवरीबडी हैज़ टू कंबाइन इन। डिजिटल टाइम लगेगा, बट इंटरनेट सभी जगह लग चुका है। पहले जो प्रॉब्लम था, रास्ता नहीं था, अभी तो रास्ता है। डिजिटल इंटरनेट कनेक्शन एंड मोबाइल हैज़ पेनिट्रेटेड। जो SDG इंडेक्स देख रहे हैं और जो ट्राई का रिपोर्ट एवरी टाइम पढ़ रहे हैं, तो ऑलमोस्ट 90-95% पेनिट्रेशन हो गया है ग्राम की, एवरी विलेज। तो आई थिंक शॉर्टली इट शुड हैपन अक्रॉस इंडिया, बट इट्स अ वेरी रेलिवेंट क्वेश्चन। थैंक यू। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, सायराज गोवा, उन्होंने पूछा है कि थैंक यू, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया हैज़ टाइड अप। ये भी अच्छा सवाल है। अगेन आई थिंक आई गो बैक टू द सेम ओल्ड रिप्लाई, बट इफ़ यू वांट यू कैन गिव एनीबडी ऑफ यू। इनका इतना ही सवाल है कि बहुत सारे कंपनियां, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया हैज़ लॉन्च ब्यूटीफुल ऐप्स। इतने सारे ऐप है, लोगों को यूज़ करना नहीं आता है। इफ़ दे डोंट नो हाउ टू यूज़, बेसिकली हाउ आर दे गोइंग टू एटलीस्ट गेट, एंड हाउ इज इट गोइंग टू स्प्रेड, एंड हाउ दे गोइंग टू टेक बेनिफिट? So, any issues on how to tackle the issue? Again, a very beautiful question.
Yeah, interesting question. So, any app, if it is there, no, there will be a help section, or else that particular app will have a YouTube or other sections which says how to use that app or what is the use case of that app. So, if you one is like, yeah, as you said, like more than lakhs of apps are there in Play Store and App Store. Based on your interest, as a product manager, I still feel that how to promote my app and take it to many people. So it's always that whether the new age social media is required to promote it, or if there is a need, people will find that app, and it's the app developer's job to promote it and make what is the use and how to use it, whether that app should be there in different languages, or whether who is the target audience for that app. So based on that, they need to promote it. And anything else, sir?
No, हम लोग अगेन कर्नाटक में क्या कर रहे हैं, अगेन टू ऐड दिस, जो सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप्स है थ्रू NLM, दो तरह के हैं। एक हम लोग कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग कर रहे हैं NLM के सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप के, 2 लाख 2,500 आई थिंक 2.5 लाख है NLM में, और 2 लाख है स्त्री शक्ति जो महिला और इसका है WCD में है। तो इनको हम लोग कैपेसिटी कर रहे हैं, बिकॉज इट हैज़ टू बी ए चेन, ट्रेन द ट्रेनर। सीधा हम लोग सिटीजन के पास नहीं जा सकते, बिकॉज गांव में बहुत सारे हैं। तो दिस इज़ वन अप्रोच, आई एम नॉट टेलिंग दिस इज़ द ओनली अप्रोच। सिमिलरली अभी हम लोग युवाओं के लिए, दिस द फर्स्ट टाइम इन इंडिया आई थिंक, ओनली फॉर बॉयज़, ओनली फॉर मेल यूथ हेल्प ग्रुप हम लोग कर रहे हैं। इट इज़ ऑलरेडी डन, 5,800 यूथ हेल्प ग्रुप्स, 1 फ्रॉम ग्राम पंचायत, उनका भी कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग कर रहे हैं फॉर सम ऑफ दी सिटीजन सेंट्रिक ऐप्स। सो बेसिकली हम लोगों को मिलना ही चाहिए। आई एग्री विथ यू, बहुत सारे ऐप्स है, बट दिस इज़ अ फेस। ये बिजनेस में वही बोलते हैं ना, इट गोज थ्रू अ ग्राफ। पहले ऐप ही नहीं था, अभी बहुत सारे और भी आएंगे, then it will all taper down. But till then, capacity building ही है and it will take some time. Again, thank you very much, Mr. Siraj. Thank you. Sairaj, sorry.
Sairaj, आप भी एक group create कर सकते हो where you can also educate in and around over there. We feel that these are the good apps in and around your places needs to be educated. We can create a small group as a youth and also initiate and help them in reaching out. For the one audience which you can't reach as a technology, there is technology already there. WhatsApp is already, maybe a 1 minute or 30 seconds video can be circulated as well.
Last है, फिर हम लोग नीचे आएंगे, you can follow up. Thank you. Last question है for this session. नंदिनी टंडी छत्तीसगढ़ से हैं. नंदिनी जी, ये आपका सवाल है. How can we determine the value of skills relevant to the future of marketplace? How to increase the value of human labor in the 21st century? So anybody who want to answer, this is the concluding section before we pick the one best question.
So, see, you need to improve the skill based on the current trend, and always it's everybody's job to change. Change is always permanent. So studying, we were using Microsoft PPT. Now we are using Google Slides. Going forward, we are going to use some other tools to create a simple presentation. Similarly, for any field, if you see, always there is going to be a new things is going to come. So it's your job to keep upgrading the skill based on your interest. You need to identify what is your interest. Based on your interest, can you generate money out of it? So it could be your dance, art, technology, whatever may be. First, you should have patience for that interest. Then you can work on it and then you can improve your skill. That's what I think.
For me, learning never stops. You try to learn. I try to still learn from my employees and a lot of juniors as well. Learning never stops. Only thing that you need to make sure that you need to have that zeal and attitude of learning, and everything gets taken care of. Thank you.
So, मैं अपने तरफ से इन लोगों को शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ. Thank you very much, Ajay and Kalai. But we have some very interesting panelists. We are actually awarding the best questions. Mega will take us through, and we would like to.
Before that, he was asking one question, right? From government side, how we are promoting the different app is, UPI you would have seen. Every company was having different applications for their own app. So they have come up with the UPI platform so that you can transact between one bank to another bank with a simple 6-digit PIN or authorization. Similarly, government is coming with the initiative called ONDC, that is for digital
marketplace.
Digital marketplace. So what they are connecting is, you might be a seller in one app, you might be a buyer in another app, you might be a logistics provider. So they create a ONDC network. So in that, you can be part of one application, but the same application be connected with any other application. It could be buyer app, or it could be seller app, or it could be logistics. So government takes a lot of initiatives in the technology front, which boost these applications. So similarly, like we provide the APIs and SDKs, that is part of the MapMind and Apple's app. Same application, you can use it in any other application. So that is how the apps are getting promoted. Thank you.
So before I proceed of announcing the best question, I would request everybody to please give a huge round of NSS clap for our panel members and our speakers. Congratulations to everybody whose questions were picked up. Since yesterday, we are picking one best question every session. But today, for the first time, it was so difficult to choose one question. And that is why panel members have decided to give 2 best question awards. Now, that's really exciting. So let's welcome on stage the best question awardees. And that is Sairaj from Goa and Chetan Jadhav from MP. जोरदार तालियों से स्वागत किया जाए. Best questions on stage, please.
The reason is, ये लोग जो दोनों क्वेश्चन पूछे हैं, वो सिटीजन सेंट्रिक है. Basically, this is for the general public welfare, जो NSS का मोटो है. this is one of the things that they're doing on a social welfare. आप लोग जो question पूछे हो, this is really in the line of that. So this is why the panel members chose. Please.
We had chosen few more questions and I request them to please come on the stage as they are the lucky ones to get the bands for National Youth Festival. As I announce the name, I request all the students to please come on the stage. Nandini from Chhattisgarh, please come on the stage. Surapur Reddy Satya Surya from Andhra Pradesh, please come on the stage. Snehita from Telangana, please come on the stage. Prashant, NSS volunteer from Uttar Pradesh. Mayur Sudhakar from Maharashtra. Jaygram Chaudhary, Rajasthan. Anusha from Kerala. आज इनके पूछे गए सवालों का जवाब दिया गया है. So they are the lucky ones to receive the National Youth Festival band. जोरदार तालियां हो जाए. Let's have again the NSS clap for all the lucky ones on stage with our speakers of the session. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Please be seated. And I request our speakers to kindly stay with us on the stage, as now it is time to say a big thank you for all the patience and answering all the questions so patiently and also sharing their knowledge with us. May I request Ms. Varsha from Jharkhand to please come on the stage and present the memento to Mr. Ajay Kabadi, our speaker for this session. Can we have her on stage, please, quickly? हमारे स्पीकर्स के लिए भी जोरदार एनएसएस क्लैप होनी चाहिए फॉर ऑल द पेशेंस दे हैव शोन फॉर ऑल द नॉलेज दे हैव शेयर्ड विद अस. I request Pavan Tej from Andhra Pradesh to please present the memento to Mr. Kalai Vannan. Thank you so much, everybody, for all the patience. We take a break of 5 minutes now. The tea is arranged outside, so I request you all to please gather back exactly after 5 minutes. We are starting with the next session, which is going to be even more interesting. So see you all back in 5 minutes. Thank you, everyone.
dice, and then get off into this session.
Okay, meanwhile, I'm also telling them next time you put the chips, hold it and keep one number one bag. And number two, relevant questions will come to you.
La Suhas Silvela, sorry, Suhas Silvela.
Welcome back to the next session of National Youth Festival. Are you all with me? Are you all with me? Everybody please settle down. I request all of you, please settle down. And I request program officers to please sit with their respective teams to collect the questions later. Okay, I need some attention, guys. Can I have you all with me here? Are you all here? Okay, can I have some attention, please? People standing there at the end requested to please settle down. Please be seated. Students, please be seated. सभी लोग please बैठ जाएं. Are we all ready to start with the next session? Are we all ready to start with the next session? बस यहाँ से आवाज आ रही है मुझे. Okay, right side of the stage. Are you all ready? Good to go for the next session? Okay, the row in the middle. Are we all ready? Good to go for the next session? Left hand side. Are we all ready? Good to go? Super. Then let's bring in some energy with NSS clap and let's begin the next session. Come on, everybody. Let's have the NSS clap. Okay, I believe chai अच्छी थी क्योंकि energy अच्छी थी. So let's begin with the next session. लेकिन उससे पहले I would like to make an announcement. Again for the question session, I request all of you, please write your name of your state and your question on the chits given to you and please fold them. सभी से रिक्वेस्ट है प्लीज़ अपनी अपनी क्वेश्चन चिट्स को आप फोल्ड कीजिए एंड प्लीज़ गिव इट टू योर प्रोग्राम ऑफिसर्स. दे विल कलेक्ट इट फ्रॉम द वॉलंटियर्स एंड देन द क्वेश्चंस विल बी ब्रॉट अप हियर. ओके, जितने भी लोग अपना सवाल लिख रहे हैं अपना नाम लिखिए, स्टेट का नाम लिखिए और उन चिट को फोल्ड कर कर अपने प्रोग्रामिंग ऑफिसर्स के हाथ में दे दीजिए. आई वुड रिपीट वन्स अगೇನ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಎಸ್ ವೆಲ್. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಚಿಟ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದ ನಂತರ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಹೆಸರನ್ನು ಬರೆದು ಚಿಟ್ಟನ್ನು ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲೇ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ please write your questions after the complete session by the speakers, and please make sure your questions are to the point and relevant to the topic. Okay, please make it sure. So now we are good to go. We're good to start. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome the speaker for today for the next session on stage, Mr. Rajat Divate, Director of Mountain Flower Animations. So let's have the NSS clap for our speaker of the second session, who is the founder of Mountain Flower Studio, which is an animation company equipped to develop creative animated content for various platforms. And they are pioneer company in North Karnataka region, producing exceptional work in storyboard and animation. So here we have Rajat Divate sir with us on stage as a speaker for today for the next session. I would now like to introduce and welcome on stage our speaker, Mr. Ankush L. Koravi, CEO, Astra Defense Private Limited. Let's have the NSS clap for our next speaker welcoming on stage, who is the founder of Astra Defense, which is a licensed defense equipment innovator developing advanced next generation weapon systems, catering to the needs of our military and security forces to counter our technologically advancing adversaries. So now we have another speaker joining us on stage, Dr. Mangala Gowri. Can we have the NSS clap for our next speaker on stage? Let's welcome Dr. Mangala Gowri, Assistant Professor, University of Tumkuru, authored many papers, one of them being Perceiving Nothing, an analysis of the concept of vacuum in Vedanta and modern physics. She is passionate about the new vocation policy and its tenets. So here we have the speakers with us, and again we have the moderator as Dr. Mukund Raj. So let's start with today's session. Are we all ready to go, guys? Come on, show some energy. Are you all ready? All right, so I request Dr. Mukund Raj to please proceed with the session.
Hi guys. चाय हो गया, एनर्जी वापस. Okay. Before we start this session, we had 180 questions in the previous session, so thank you. Again, randomly, 10 questions चुना हूँ, very randomly. I will quickly call the names. I will try to answer this. अनिल कुमार पाल, ओडिशा, प्लीज खड़े हो जाइए अगर ऑडिटोरियम के अंदर है तो. अनिल कुमार पाल, ओडिशा. Then we have Siddhamma from Karnataka. Siddhamma, Karnataka. Tukaram Mali, Maharashtra. Then Kerala से I think Anakha again, please a doctor, समझ में नहीं आ रहा है handwriting. ऋषिकेश कुकाड़े, महाराष्ट्र. आकांक्षा सिंह, दिल्ली. वैष्णवी दीक्षित, यूपी. लोगनाथन, तमिलनाडु. निहारिका again, दिल्ली. और प्रशांत कोमू from तेलंगाना. Question was common. कुछ सवाल ऐसे थे कि टेक्नोलॉजी क्या होता है, विल टेक्नोलॉजी AI आ रहा है, विल AI टेक ओवर मैनकाइंड. There is a possibility but not immediately, so you and I can relax. I think it will take at least 20-25 years for us to understand what AI can do. So this is one of the answers. Next is Delhi में smog का question है, can AI actually make an impact? Please understand something. Technology is a tool. Data अगर input नहीं है तो garbage output है. That's a very fundamental of computer science. Garbage in, garbage out. As long as you have good data, you can always make a good analysis. India is at least better than the other countries. Surely anything is possible with regards to data and AI. Next is how is AI helpful to reduce error? Again, same answer. हम लोग garbage data in देंगे तो garbage ही out होगा. As long as the data is in, AI can be better. Then India's geospatial economy के बारे में एक I think आकांक्षा ने पूछा है. India is actually progressing. The PM Gati Shakti is a very innovative program in GIS, and it is being used. So there's a lot of employment opportunities both in GIS and because of GIS. So GIS is the next in thing. Everything is being geospatial, whether it's data analytics, whether it is your interventions from government and also in private. Again, mission control का हो गया है. तुकाराम जी का क्वेश्चन था इंस्टा, FB, सोशल मीडिया में. Dharmic again, I'm not getting into this. There are content filtering systems already in place. Beyond a point, we cannot filter any system. Then, according to you, education system in India, is it good or bad? Arya, it's obviously good. इसलिए इतने सारे लोग Indians बाहर हैं and they are in demand. If it is not good, we are not here. So you guys are good, the system is good. Final question is, what does AI stand for? AI is artificial intelligence. क्योंकि हमारे पास नहीं है इंटेलिजेंस नेचुरल, इसलिए आर्टिफिशियल बिल्ड कर रहे हैं. दैट्स अ डिफरेंट थिंग. देन व्हाट इज SOP? SOP स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेटिंग प्रोसीजर. वो क्या है? सेशन होने के बाद आपको बाहर आना है, 5 मिनट में वापस आना है, यहाँ क्वेश्चन लिखना है, वापस डालना है, हमें पढ़ना है. ऑल दिस इज अ पार्ट ऑफ प्रोसीजर. दिस इज कॉल्ड SOP. सो आई होप आई हैव एड्रेस्ड एटलीस्ट 10 क्वेश्चंस हियर. विल गेट ऑन टू दिस करंट सेशन. Again, a continuation of previous session में, because you have got 2 good entrepreneurs here, Mr. Ankush, Koravi and Rajat Divate. पहले सेशन में आपने Avengers के बारे में सुना था in terms of AI. Here you can actually have that experience with animation. Rajat Divate ji actually is a founder and also a director of an animation organization, Mountain Flower. फिर defense. India में defense it's making strides. Very few people are in defense. You can question Ankush. Mr. Ankush is the founder of Aster Defense. They are also making defense equipment. So this is something unique to you, जो defense में है. And finally, जो skill के बारे में बहुत सारे सवाल थे कि मैं skill कैसा relevant है, how can it be integrated, मैं क्या बनना चाहूँगा, how would the system is enabled, and various other things, and also about new occasion policy. Basically, these are all occasion and tenants. This is what Dr. Mangala Gowri will be presenting to us. So this session is very simple. Panelists, first a few minutes, each of you can talk about what, how you reach where you are. That will be about 5 to 6 minutes, each of you or a little more can actually talk about it. And then we'll have a few interactive questions, either based on the questions they have asked or based on your experience. फिर हम लोग जो भी सवाल इकट्ठा हुआ है, randomly एक NSS volunteer जो चुने जाएंगे from the NSS officers, they will pick out 20 questions, then we'll try to address them in the span of time. So now, Rajat, I request you to start and commence the session, please. If you want your video, we'll have Jagdish play it on. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. So I am Rajat Divate, the co-founder of Mountain Flower Animation. We are based in Hubli. So, how many of you have seen Chhota Bheem? Yeah, a lot, right? So, a part of Chhota Bheem happens in Hubli, that is in our company. So, we are in a 2-tier city and we have trained students who are failures in their 10th, 12th, even few are from the degree, who came to us and they were passionate about drawing. When they came and we told them that you need 8 months of training for this course. And after 8 months, all those trained people, their name comes in Pogo channel. It is really hard for an artist's name to come on a channel, that too after 8 months, and we have done it. So the journey of Mountain Flower began on February 28, 2020. So when we started our company, there was a lockdown. It was a big hit for us. We thought when we are starting, the whole industry fell. As and how the days passed on, we came to know that many people were unemployed. And they suddenly started calling us, can we get a job? And that was our moment when we gave work from home. We started getting many scripts. We started to work on those and we started to deliver. And to our surprise, we delivered it on time. We were initially just 4 members. Now we are a team of 15 members in-house, and we have a freelancing team of around 35 in Kolkata. So that is how we expanded. So you only see what is the final output. Do you know that a 10 minutes of a video which you see, just Google and see the video, around 150 members work behind it, and it takes around 3 months of time to just make 10 minutes of video. And what are the opportunities in animation field? Even that is there. How big is the industry? Even you can have that doubt. The industry is so big that now, before when I was a kid, I used to see Tom and Jerry, all the foreign contents. Now we have many domestic contents like Chota Bheem, Rudra, Simba, Little Simba. So people are getting adopted to the domestic content, and we need lot of resources for that. So the first step is that there should be a story. If someone is passionate of blogging or content writing, then they can also opt for this career as a script writer, because there is a scarce of script writer in our domain. Just whatever you feel you do, you write a short story, put it in the website, Facebook or somewhere, the people start to notice you. That is the first step you have to do to get yourself noticed, because if you write in a book, today it is a digital world. So if you write in a book and keep, no one is going to notice it. So you have to write that script and you have to demonstrate it. That is the first step. Then second comes the character design. I will show you some character designs. Sir, can you open the first slides? Behind the scene, what happens, I will show you. So these are the characters. Whenever a story comes, we need to have some characters. Next, 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 next. So after doing the character, there is something called as turnaround. How he looks behind, what is his left, right, everything has to be mentioned. So we do a turnaround of that character. Next, next. So this is all happens, this designation is the character designer. So someone who is interested to draw the characters, they can come into this field. Sir, next. That's it. So go to the next slide, storyboard, the second point. There is, after the turnaround, there is something called as concept design. Can you open the concepts folder? Whenever you have a story, you should know where the location is. What is the place where the things happen? So that's where a concept designer comes. He has to design the whole concept. This is a studio concept where the things is happening. Next. Next. Even concept designing can be done for gaming industry also. So these are all the concept for gaming industry. Even for Bahubali, first we do this concept designing. You must have seen when Bahubali is going in a ship and there is a big elephant coming and the ship goes through the elephant. So that is a concept design. That is a art made and they just put behind the scene. So you feel that there is a location behind. So even in live films, we do the concept designing. Next. This is for gaming concepts. Next, next, next. So after this concept gets over, we come to storyboard. One of the important part of storyboard is that, sir, you can remove that. What is storyboard? When you know the story, someone has to visualize the things. That is done by director. When we come to the live movies, the director also should have that idea what things are happening next visually. So that's where the storyboard comes in place. If a live movie does not have a storyboard, what happens is that they start shooting, the entire thing gets over. After that, they can only show 1.5 hours of movie, but they would have done 3 hours of shoot. So there is a loss. After editing, much of the shoot is waste. So to avoid that, storyboard is important. So can we open the storyboard part? Can you go to the video? This is a blueprint for the movie. So this work we had done for V movie in 2020. That part is the storyboard. So the actor knows how to act, just he sees the video and he starts to do the things. So it is a blueprint for whole movie. And this storyboard is one of the main part in animation. And the designation for making this is storyboard artist. You can even have this career. You should have a really good drawing sense and imagination. This is also a live movie which hasn't released. Each frames are drawn. This is a 2D show, Bajrangi. The PG is 3D model, so this is a 3D show. For 2D as well as 3D, we need a storyboard. So this is how a storyboard works. This is a blueprint for the animators. Once storyboard is done, So once the storyboard is done, then it goes to the animation department, that is the 2D or 3D department, where this whole shot of 10 minutes is cut into many frames. It is cut into seconds. And to make 1 second of a video, they take 2 to 3 days of time, because they have to add lots of frame, the free movement and everything should be so nice. So for 1 second, they have to draw for 25 frames. That is how the industry standard works. Then we move on to the animation. How we compare a storyboard to an animation, that I will be showing you. Can we go to the animation part?
चलो अब जल्दी से पैसा निकालो
कितना?
पूरे 1,000 rupees.
So the left side is the storyboard and the right side is the final version.
कहानी में twist.
So you can see the scene number over there. 4-6. This is done by one artist.
पहचान लिया. Play button दबाया ना.
4-7. Again another artist. 4-8. Another artist.
क्योंकि जिससे तुम बात कर
So
रहा है,
after combining all the files, you will get a
Ricky,
smooth transition.
तुम्हारा दोस्त है तो उसके लिए फ्री हाँ फ्री नहीं मैं कुछ भी फ्री में नहीं लेता है मैं इसका पूरा पैसा भरूंगा ऐसे मैं टेढ़ के साथ टेढ़ा और येड़ के साथ बोती येड़ा अब जल्दी से पैसा निकालो
कितना?
So this is how the animation works. After that, again there is something called as compositing, editing. There is a final dub. So there are a lot of people working behind the scenes to make the animation. So for the first time, Government of India has come up with the budget only for the AVGC sector. So they have kept the amount for the first time, and that amount is going to boost everyone. The industry is going to grow at a rapid pace. So I request, if someone is really good at art, if they want to come in this industry, please go through. Lot of videos are there online. You can learn from that. If you want to come to our office, please do visit. Understand what is happening, how the training is happening, or how the work happens in the real time. You can know it. Even we have also won Elevate 2021 this year. So we are also coming up with our own IP that is called as Nammuru at present. So the concept behind is that when I was small, I knew Eiffel Tower. So that way they had branded their city. So from somewhere north, they don't know where is Hampi. We have a lot of historical places, but they don't have they don't show, or there is no tourism activity, boosting that tourism activity. So we are planning to come up with a IP where those IP startingly shows all the present, what is actually is there. Then the kids travel to the past where they can see the rich heritage culture of that culture of Hampi, of Gokarna. There are many heritage places. We want to convert them into animations. So that's how we won Elevate. And we have got lot of support from Karnataka government as well as the India government. There is a website called as startupkarnataka.gov. Go through it. Startup India, if you just search, there is a seed fund separately kept for that. If you want to have your journey as an entrepreneur, this is the best time. You can join in. That's it. Thank you so much.
Firstly, thank you so much, Rajat sir, for all the information that has been spread and shared with all the students here. And now I welcome and request our next speaker, Mr. Ankush L. Koravi sir, to please proceed with the next topic.
Hi folks. see, I want even my, what I say about my journey also to be interactive. So quick show of hands, how many of you have, know what to do with your life? No, it's a simple question. What to do with your life? How many of you are clear about what to do with your life? Yeah, fair number, fair number. See, for those who know, you're already one step ahead of everyone else. But those who don't know, I was in the same boat about a couple of years back. 4 years back, when I was in my final year of engineering, mechanical engineering, although I had worked on a number of projects, ranging from agricultural projects, we had even made agricultural drones. 4 years back, that was a new thing. Precision agriculture. We had built projects for the photography. We had built projects in the robotics sector. We had built projects, during my 4 years of engineering, I mean to say. We even, in the first year itself, we even built a product in fact, for photography sector, for one of the competitions, which we actually sold to the college itself after the competition. We sold it at about 4 times the profit, 4 times the cost that it took us to build it in the first year itself. I mean, we had a fair share of projects that we worked on in engineering. And of course, in our region or in our college, we didn't have anything related to UAV drones then. So I actually founded and I led a aerospace aero modeling club in our engineering college in Hubli. Today it is All India champions in SA aero design. Although we had, what I mean to say is, I had worked on all these projects, all these domains in my 4 years. Yet at the end of my 4 years, I was still unclear. There I was standing, unclear what to do next. That is when, defense has always been a part that where we wanted to contribute in. See, I myself, I'm a nationalist by heart and an engineer by passion. Combinedly, I couldn't find a better opportunity than defense to actually give back to my country, being an engineer. That is when I searched, I pondered over what are the pressing issues that our forces face? What are the pressing problem statements that our armed forces face today, 4 years back? I realized that Indian Army had been in search of an assault rifle from last 10 years. An assault rifle, you must have at least heard of assault rifle. Games and everything has popularized it. The assault rifle is a primary infantry weapon of Indian Army, any army for that matter. And yet, Indian Army was in search for a replacement to its outdated assault rifle from 10 years. Yet, although many foreign companies, many foreign OEMs presented their weapons, trialed their weapon in India, but none of them could satisfy our army and their requirements. Very challenging, very big problem statement, yet against the odds, I took that as my final year project, against the odds. It was tough convincing the college at first, but over time, they had to allow me. I mean, they were quite supportive in that regard. So I took up this project. I wrote a simple letter to the government of India, the Ministry of Defense, that I am a student of so and so, and I have worked on these concepts. I need your permission to visit Army base. I got a permission. I visit with the permission of Army Design Bureau. I visited Army bases, Army installations all over India. I interacted with the new hundreds of soldiers there. Try to understand what was the issue with the current assault rifle, what was the issue with the current service weapon, and what they expected with the new new assault rifle. Of course, I fiddled and I disassembled the weapons that I got hold of in the army bases. I studied them. I tried to understand what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. With that, I came up with my own design. And without any manufacturing facility of our own, without any resources, without any help from outside, we built our own working prototype, which was successfully test-fired in DGQA, defense firing range. So with this, till now, I was all working alone, but I knew that if I had to go farther away, I had to have a team. That is how Astra Defense came into being. astra meaning weapon as in, in Sanskrit. So we in this journey, we actually encountered another problem statement that was pressing. Most of our police forces, most of our armed forces, even today, use a World War II era semi-automatic pistol. The semi-automatic pistol is the primary defensive weapon of any force that you take. You could take any state police forces, any armed forces. Yet, our forces were using World War II era antique pieces which proven unsafe and unreliable in field conditions. So with that problem statement and with inputs from serving and veteran officers, we actually designed India's first indigenous pistol, Atal, for the forces in 9mm caliber. We also got a chance to actually present our weapons to the Honorable Prime Minister in 2020 in Lucknow Defense Expo, wherein we got to showcase 2 of our innovations to the Honorable Prime Minister himself. See, all these products that we have developed, all these innovations that we have developed, one should realize that this is being done for the first time in India. The assault rifle has been made before by the DRDO, but in private sector, no one has done it. We have been only importing that. In a pistol, not even DRDO, not even government agencies, not even private agencies have done it. We have been just importing as it is conditioned from Europe or US or Israel. So when we were actually, last year we had this defense exhibition, Defense Expo in Gujarat, Gandhinagar, international defense exhibition, about 1,200 exhibitors from all over India, all over world, in fact, displaying their defense weaponry armaments. And we were standing tall there because amidst all the foreign imported weapons from US, Israel, Russia, or even the Arab countries for that matter, we were standing tall with our 100% Indian weapons, 100% Indian designed, developed, manufactured weapons, all in Hubli, Karnataka. I, in the previous session, actually heard a couple of questions, and I would like to relate some. See, Hubli, we all know it's a tier 2 city. We would have been, we could have been much more comfortable if we had set up our startup or company in some city like Bangalore or Pune. Many of you come from tier 2 cities. Even I come from a tier 2 city like Hubli. Yet I didn't, against the odds, against the general trend that is followed, we set up our startup company in Hubli. We are building that ecosystem, in the process of developing this defense products. The defense products are all new. Then again, making the defense products also is a challenge because the machinery, the equipment, the process, everything is not available in India. We don't have that ecosystem, unfortunately. So in the process of building these products, we also had to build this process also. And today, if I have to say, today we have multiple contracts, 4 years down the line. If I look back over the decision, a small decision that I made in my college, in my final year of engineering, if I look back, today we have multiple contracts from various forces, from DRDO, including one recent that we got from Indian Air Force. We have been awarded by Indian Air Force to develop an anti-drone solution which will be deployed in the borders with the forces recently, about a month back. So Indian Air Force will be we had competed against 1,200 companies, 1,200 startups, companies, MSMEs all over India with our proposal. And we came on the top and we won this contract purely on technical basis. And in the next couple of months, our system, the systems made in Hubballi, Karnataka, made in a tier 2 city, like where you come from, would be deployed in the borders. We are at the verge of batch production starting in a month. So if I have to say, it all began with a single step. It all began with a simple resolve and a big dream. And we are here. So if I have to give a suggestion to any of my young friends here, because I am not much old, I am about 26 years old, just turned 26 3 days back. So if I have to give a suggestion to my fellow friends, fellow colleagues here, I would say one thing: know the why part. Generally you know what to do, generally you know how to do it. Maybe you want to become a software engineer, you want to become an IT engineer, you want to become excel in maybe biotech, any field. You know how to do it also maybe. You know the skills to acquire, you know the degree or the education that you need to acquire, that you must be knowing. You may even have thought about the company that you are going to be joining in, or you are going to start up. But the main thing that you should remember, the main thing that needs to be clear to you is why part. Why? Know your why, and no one can rob you of your dreams. Know why you are doing this. See, Apple, anybody, why is not making money? If you are answering why you are doing this, that is not making money. Making money is the result of it. Making money is the byproduct of it. But you should have a strong reason why you are doing this, why you are becoming an engineer. Because although like I said, in my final year, while I was unclear what to do, but I had a clarity over time, although not in the initial, that why I was doing engineering, why I was doing this. Today, if I am asked why I am building defense products, why I could have chosen something much less complex or much simpler products, I have a why reason. So my advice or my suggestion, I wouldn't say advice because I'm quite young to give it, but my suggestion to my fellow friends is know your why you are doing this. If Google was doing it purely for money, Google would haven't been in the number one position. So if you actually study Google's, Google is a very common example, that is why I'm quoting it. So if you study why Google is doing what it is doing, you could say it is democratizing the information. It is making information available to all. What is Geo doing? Even before Geo, we had companies that were already into this space. Why Geo made that revolution? Because they were knowing why. They wanted to penetrate the roots and they want to penetrate every meter of India, every kilometer of India. So know the why part, and you can excel, and you can win over your whims. Thank you.
Ankush, thank you very, very much. कल बोला गया कि भारत की भविष्य युवा पीढ़ी के हाथ में है. Abhi defense is also in the युवा पीढ़ी. Can we have a big round of applause to you, youth? The defense of India is in the hand of the youth. This is a great example. क्या एक बार बोलेंगे हम लोग जय हिंद? जय हिंद! So इसके लिए जो skills, occasional skill कैसा है, इसके बारे में we will request Professor Mangal Gowri, ma'am, your views, and then we will take questions because there are a lot of questions, there are a lot of enthusiastic people here. Please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm not from engineering background. I'm basically a teacher. This morning, I was traveling from hotel at Hubballi to Dharwad with the speaker of a previous session, Kalai Vannan, and he explained about his company app, My India Map, and that was the first time I heard about it. And I asked him, how old is your company? He said, it's about 27 years. Then I was thinking, why I haven't heard of this yet? Then he explained certain things, why this happened. And then I asked him, if after this session I'm going to my relative's house at Dharwad. She has shared her location. Can I use that link to know her location using this app? So this was my question, and fundamental question, not as a teacher or from any background. This is a fundamental question anyone would get. If I can use the link, Google link for her location through this app, I think I would continue using this app. Or if they can make some interface between these two things, this will happen. Why I'm thinking like this is, this Google Pay or Phone Pay or those payment apps, everyone uses. It's not about whether he is engineer or teacher or doctor or politician. Everyone uses because it is available for everyone. Everyone can use it. from anywhere for anything they can use it. So if it is inclusive, then it will be useful. And second thing I want to share, when I entered this hall and my neighbor was Mr. Sudhir, he showed his daughter's video who has designed a tap for like spraying water, which can save 10 times of water. If normal tap gives you 800 ml of water in 10 seconds, and that the tap designed by his daughter, it gives 80 ml water in 10 seconds, which saves 10 times water. He asked me, what is your opinion on this? Then I said, if it will be useful, it is already useful, but it will be more useful and more famous and more convenient if there is some adjustment so that I can turn some knob or switch or something. There should be some mechanism. Wherever I can, whenever I want more flow of water, I can use the same water. And when I want little bit of water for washing hands or utensils, I can turn a knob and the tap gives me that water spray. Then it will be more useful. So this is my general reactions to these two incidents. Then I thought about my situation. I'm from education background. The questions that were asked, most of the questions that were asked in the previous sessions from students of various parts of this country. I am spending 21 years of my life in schools and colleges, and what will I get? Will I get a job? Will I get enough skills like that? So I think these two questions are similar. My two questions and the questions asked by this audience is similar. What is the use of spending 21 years in your college or 3 to 5 years in your college? What will I get? So I should be able to answer to this question. And it is not an easy question. It is not as easy as a question that can be taken from an industry or people on the stage at present or in the previous session. Because education is not about one particular thing, one particular product. It is about diverse areas of life. It is not about only skills, various kinds of skills, not about one particular skill. So I think the new education policy, National Education Policy 2020, tries to address this question. So maybe in Western countries, this is old idea, that is student-centric governance. Again, what is what do we mean by student-centric and what do we mean by governance? These are all, again, questions that can be answered in many sessions. In brief, I can say that student-centric governance is students should be at the center of everything. Governance means if you consider it as administration, then in university has different sections of administration, finance, exam, academic, development, research. So everywhere students should be at the center. For example, my field, I also work as Deputy Registrar of Academic Section of Tumkur University. Academic section works on curriculum, syllabus, everything, and exam section works on examination. In all these areas, students should be at the center. Curriculum should be designed as per students' ideas, interests, his or her capabilities. Syllabus should be based on relevance, industry relevance, and students' interests. Everything cannot be industry relevant. Every field of study cannot be industry relevant. There is something more in education also. So everything, the curriculum and syllabus should be relevant to student, relevant to society, relevant to local needs. So these ideas are nice and very good ideas. System which is teacher-centric now should be transformed into student-centric. So this is the goal, and why we have answers. How, this is the question. I was reading on Google recently about revolutions, industrial revolutions. One example that impressed me, that earlier ICE 1.0, you can call it as ICE 1.0. Earlier, during winters, lakes were, when lakes were like ice, they were used to cut ice and they used to store ice for their needs, different needs throughout the year. So to make this process better, people used to think how to cut fast, how to cut sharp, what better instrument I can use like this. And after some time, after development in technology, ice making factories were originated. And in those industries, ice were being produced, and there were delivery systems to various homes or for other industries which required ice. This is in ICE 2.0. And next step is ICE 3.0, where refrigerators, we have refrigerators at home. The companies which produce refrigerators, we can call this as ICE 3.0. And if we see the history, people who were cutting ice, they didn't become the owner of ice manufacturing industries. The industries which were manufacturing ice, they didn't own the refrigeration companies. So this revolution, or we can call it as innovation, we call it as innovation. Innovation, it doesn't happen like gradually. There is step in innovation curve. A curve, ICE 1.0 goes like this. There is progress with the better apparatus, better techniques to cut ice. And next, ice manufacturing industry, it doesn't continue in the same curve. It takes another step and it continues. And ICE 3.0 takes another step and it continues as a curve. So I think this student-centric governance, which gives solution for all our problems or questions posed by you in the previous session, but it requires similar kind of innovation. Similar kind of innovation is required to implement NEP 2020 in its true sense. Innovation is not a technique or one-stop solution like that. I believe that innovation is a mindset. So students need to be innovative. I think if students are innovative, then I belong to rural area. I don't have electricity or computers or internet. These questions won't arise. These facilities, if they are not today with you, they may come to you tomorrow. But if you don't have innovation as your mindset, even if those instruments, apparatus, those facilities will come to you tomorrow, you will not be able to use it. So innovation should be the lifestyle. Innovation should be the mindset. It applies to both students as well as teacher community also. So student-centric, in student-centric system, the classroom should be flipped classroom. Teacher cannot be a content or resource delivery person. He should be a knowledge resource. Students can use those resources whenever they want, wherever they want, however they want. But this system also, it requires a lot of thought, innovative thoughts, because every system has its own immune system. I have been continuing washing my clothes like this since 20 years. If you ask me to change my style, it will not be easy for me. Even if it is easy in the sense, it saves time, it saves energy, it saves soap or water, anything. It will not be easy to shift me from my earlier system to new system. So the system change in system should happen. It requires a lot of effort, not only from academic sector, also from industry sector. Because skill, different kinds of skill required to industry sector, people providing skill are different, people using skill are different. It won't continue for long. These two people should sit together, they should work together to make student-centric system more meaningful. So NEP 2020 provides such opportunity if we use it carefully and meaningfully. and it is useful for students. It has lot of components, research components, discipline, knowledge component, internship, skill component, everything. I think for majority of the students, they know they want to do something. They want to do what they know, but the key thing is the contact. How to do? Where should I go? When I was invited to Dharwad, I asked Miss Jane, where should I come? Who will come to pick me up? What is the vehicle number? What is the hotel name? So without these contacts, I will not be able to start my journey. So for all the adventures that students want to do, they need this input from academic background. Also, they need contact. How to do this? Whom to approach? From where do I get support? This contact issue is the main key thing in the success of their career life. A month ago, I was invited to talk about women empowerment and national education policy. For that sake, I was searching on internet about successful women. For all the instances, for all the cases I got on internet, that confirmed my theory that contact is very, very important. Majority of the women who succeeded in their endeavor, they were helpless. They had no support. So they were forced to try something new. And when they decided to try something new, they got some support. So these are two important things. Once we get the support, when we decide to do something new, when we get sufficient contact, sufficient support, then we can move ahead ourselves. So NEP 2020, it tries to bring practice fields and academic sector together. If implemented, Karnataka is in its second year of implementation of NEP 2020. In this year, 22-23 academic year, we have second batch of students entering to undergraduate programs under this national education policy. Again, we have, I don't say we have implemented it perfectly. Innovation, again, another important thing in innovation is we need not worry about perfection in the beginning. We should be okay to start with the crap. So we have started implementing national education policy within the limited infrastructure or all the facilities we have, with support from all the stakeholders, students, teachers, industry, government, with support of everyone and society. I think National Education Policy 2020 is going to answer majority of the questions posed by young students who are present here. With this, I end here, and if any questions are there, I would like to answer. Thank you, one and all.
I would like to thank all our speakers for this session. Can we have the NSS clap for all our speakers, as now it is time for the panel discussion. Meanwhile, I request all the students to please start writing your questions. Make sure they are relevant to the topic and to the point. And I also request all the volunteers to please collect. Can I request our moderator, Dr. Mukund Raj, to please continue with the panel discussion, please?
I think questions are collected. Please. Sir ji,
all the questions are collected?
Yeah, we'll
volunteers?
wait. Aram se. Tab tak ek question hai, by the time we collate. This is for you, Rajat. I'll just have a quick one minute for each of our panelists. Okay, ladies first, Professor. Now, you have seen the level of interest in entrepreneurship. Abhi, how can vocational skills, abhi jo soft skill ke baare mein baat kar rahe hain, basically we are going from the hard skills to the soft skill. Soft skill ke liye vocational mein jagah hai kya? Ki main communication, because everybody requires communication, everybody requires soft skill. So ek entrepreneur banne mein soft skill ka kya? The same question, very quick answers to all the three. What is the percentage of soft skill requirement in entrepreneurship? how does it help? Policy की तरफ से आप बोलिए, and in terms of entrepreneurship requirements, both of you can speak, please. Over to you. आप शुरू करें.
In new curriculum structure, skill component has been taken care of, even including soft skills and hard skills also. Skill course is compulsory along with the discipline core, and to bring in multidisciplinary aspect, there are open electives, and to connect with the local, there is language ability enhancement compulsory courses are there. Along with that, in a semester at present, 4 credits are compulsory as skill component. So again, the issue is there is opportunity, but issue is implementation. That imparting skills effectively to students. There is opportunity, it has been incorporated into the curriculum, but how effectively we can give the skills is the question, and that requires again lot of skills from system as well as teachers, and that will be worked out gradually.
So, hello. So when it comes to soft skills as an entrepreneur, it is very important. We need to have a lot of network as we are a startup. And if we are shy and if we are not able to speak or convince what we are doing, then the whole company fails. So it plays a very big role. So you need to build your soft skills, how you present yourself, that is very important. And the first 10 seconds are very important because you can grab your audience and you can deliver what you want to deliver to your clients. That is my point of view.
Yeah. I hold a contrary view. My view is there is 2 aspects of this question. One is the soft skills and one is the technical skills that is required. On the soft skills part, I say the life will teach you. You know, all the budding entrepreneurs, or anybody who wants to excel in what they do, I say one thing: fall down so that you can stand up much stronger than you were earlier. That is the soft skills. The life teaches you. I mean, for the budding entrepreneurs, if I have to say specifically, the first pitch that you do to your potential investor, who laughs at you, who laughs at your nervousness, that is your teaching. That is the startup journey. And as far as technical skills are concerned, you learn as you go. You don't make, you don't learn swimming by, by standing in the ground. You need to get into the water. So life teaches you. That is all I can say.
Thank you. जो animated creative बंदे हैं वो creatively answer किए हैं. आप तो very quickly defense वाले बंदे हो very logically answer दे दिए. Thank you. Please आप mix कीजिए. Give us 20 questions randomly. Please choose. Mix it first, please. सबको mix कीजिए.
Sir, I want to add one more point to that. As sir said, life teaches you, and I want to add to that, NEP 2020 says that you should be a lifelong learner, and the time you spend in colleges with your friends and teachers should make you a lifelong learner.
Thank you very much, Sanket. Thank you. तो देख लेते हैं क्या सवाल आता है. 1 मिनट दीजिए. Just start with what I have, फिर उनको immediately खोल लेते हैं. याति पंजाब, कहाँ है आप? पंजाब से याति. Can I have your hand, please? Okay, done. Thank you. How much time and effort India needs to be on par with well-known standardization anime of Japan? Graphic again for you. This is again anime के लिए. And what is the standpoint on having copyright over cultural ideas? I'll just crystallize. She has a lot of things. Okay, what she says is very quick. Let me just put it in one way. एक, कितना time लगेगा? What is the time to be on par? दूसरा, in anime, for example, Ram Sita का एक movie बना था in 90s, but it's a culturally it belongs to India. So इसके लिए copyright का क्या है? Basically, it is like GI holding. This is a very one, please.
So it is going to take a lot of time to compete with them, because in India we are still adopting lot of technologies, and I tell you that India is going to grow faster than what Japan is in coming next 4 to 5 years. We are going to grow at that level, because there are something called as mocap, where there is a 3D camera, 360 camera is there, and a person stands there, and it shoots with the click of it, the whole body gets 3D modeled. And if the character is not there, and someone puts a suit with all those equipment and he dances over there, the same character does the same thing. So we are in a journey of technology, and we are going faster than other countries. And about the copyright, when the story is created, the government of India would have taken the copyright of it, as well as all the characters which belong. We do the copyright thing for the stories also. That is done by the law firm. Even for our IP, all the characters, even the Chota Bheem character, even to showcase, it has to be copyrighted. Else, someone might misuse the characters for merchandises and all. And you can't claim the copyright if you don't have the copyrights. That's it. Thank you.
Is this towards education? I don't know. Dungare Rohini, Maharashtra. कहाँ हैं आप? Can you please stand up? अगर आपका question, when you said, is there a process of companies, is there a process that companies should follow to transition towards hybrid model? Are you talking about hybrid and work from home and in-office model? Okay, could you get this? Because this is the question. Is there a process companies should follow to transition towards a hybrid model? Maybe we'll answer, yeah, please.
So in animation industry, we were lucky that because people used to come and work in the offices. After the office, they used to do the freelancing work. So when COVID hit, so already everyone had the softwares, everyone were on their shoes. So the work started. So in our industry, the hit was not taken. So in our company, whenever we train, especially female, when they marry, they go out. So we tell them, the skill sets you have, you can work from home. This is one of the blessings in animation industry, where even if you are married or you are staying somewhere else, you can do work from home. You can tap into the industry, you can show your resume, and you can take the job as work from home. This is one of the boon in animation industry at present.
Rajat, I'm sorry, you'll have to hold the mic because a lot of people are interested in GUI. Chetan from Karnataka. Chetan free. Kahan hai aap? Okay, very quick question again. It may be a repetition, but I'm just, how is the GUI used to attract people? Because GUI is the main role for animations. And how is IP helping tourists who are from rural background? I mean, can it be seen in a rural background animation on a responsive template, so forth?
So, as we have a data that by geo, even the rural areas are getting connected with internet. Before, only the cities used to know what all in the world was happening. Now, through YouTube and all, even the rural people are getting engaged on the internet. So as and how days goes, around 40 to 50% of the population is going to adopt the internet. So there is a lot of, when you talk about rural people, so as our company is in 2-tier cities, we go to the rural places, we showcase all our work. Who are interested, we take the students from them there and we train them. That is how our business model is. We go to the villages, maximally our targeted employees are from the villages. And about the GPU, right? Sir, can you?
How is GUI used to attract people? Because GUI is the main role for animation. I think basically he was talking about GUI in tourism and that context. How to attract people? How does GUI play a main role when I have an app or something in attracting tourists, or that was that thing.
Yeah, I know that. But the thing is that when you tell tourism, right, if the imaginary, the animation content is viewed.
Sorry. How is the GUI used to attract people? Because GUI is the main role for animation. It is open-ended. You can just open-end. It's just an open-ended question. You can answer how. Maybe for usage of website, usage of
Can I pass
anything.
that question because I?
Basically, biosecurity framework के बारे में defense आपके लिए, मैडम के लिए teaching के लिए, skilling and teaching.
I have some doubts about this question. Can I take it afterwards? Thank you.
Professor, this is for you, quickly. This is from Shreya Shalke, Maharashtra. Shreya पूछ रही है कि do you think it's practically possible to incorporate everything related? Basically what she says is, curriculum में innovation से लेके modern development can be, how do we cramp everything? Because there's so much of unlimited information out. And the teaching staff is less. Basically that's what she wants to say, that the teaching resources are less. बोलने के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा है, pipe बहुत कम है, silk board traffic की तरह हो जाएगा. So how is it?
That is true. But in classroom, we don't say we teach everything. I teach physics. I don't say I teach everything deep into quantum mechanics or theoretical physics. I don't say that. But what I or any teacher, what a teacher wants to do is to make students continue in the path. So it is not possible to give every skill in classroom or within a limited period of time. As another speaker said, it's lifelong learning. But what you do in classroom is to prepare yourself to learn more and more when situation requires. Thank you.
Professor, again, same. Palak Jain, Rajasthan. Kahan hai? I'm not able to see. Okay, Palak. Palak has a question. I'm a BTech student and we have so many subjects that won't help us anywhere. On subject related to environment and safety, there are no studies in colleges, so how can we plead to change this and make it a student-centric industry? Before you answer that, Palak, I'm an engineer myself. Okay, when I studied Laplace transformation in school, in college when I'm in second year, I was thinking it's crap. But now, even to solve a simple traffic problem when we have 5 roads and we don't know how much of traffic to allow, when you get to that role, Laplace transformation is the only transformation that can help you. If I want to do data analytics, if I want to tell how much of water is required for which crop, which season, how much is it going to help, that is why my statistics helps me. So we do not know what helps us till the time we get there. This is my professional experience. I'm using all that was taught to me in BTech, engineering and MBA now. It's taken 20 years, but luckily we still remember, or our professors taught us in a way that we still remember. Over to you, ma'am.
It's natural to feel what she feels. I think that's the motivation we should get from NEP 2020. We should not stop. At present, we stop this is the expression given by Max Planck. And what to do with that expression and how to proceed with that we don't teach in class, or we don't think about it. We don't make them to think about it. I think under this change, we should think about it, and it is possible, and the curriculum structure enables it. So I think in future, students will feel more related inside the classroom.
Thank you. Ankush, this is for you. Follow-up question we will surely take off the dais. We'll surely answer, they will interact with you. Thank you. Nirosha Fernandez, Bihar team, kahan hai aap? Nirosha, are you? Okay, Nirosha. This is for you, Ankush. Sir, do you think that biosecurity framework in India is lacking behind as compared to the other defense fields of the nation? In the present scenario, isn't it important to pay special attention to biodefense? Does Aster work on tackling this issue of biodefense? Basically biodefense, basically she is... Yes, sir. Chemical warfare, biochemical warfare. Thank you.
See, as far as defense sector is concerned, including biosecurity or biochemical field, if I have to say, defense is a heavily regulated sector in India. There are both pros and cons, and there are defense ke liye. So far, what you have heard is all the pros, the good things about the defense, the exciting things. But as an entrepreneur, any company that is working in defense, it could be bio, or it could be anything, armaments or ammunition, or even missile-based systems. In India, we have many rules, regulations, frameworks to safeguard this. If I have to quote our own example, we started small. Even today, we have a small manufacturing facility. When I say small, this is in comparison to the our competitors all over the world. I mean, we are not competing. We happen to be the only startup working on these sectors in our particular, not the defense per se, but the defense armaments, what I mean to say. So even for a small industry like ours, we have to follow many compliances and laws in terms of security, in terms of the security of the products, or the complete process that we do. So biosecurity, if somebody is telling me that there is a less, the framework is not as strong as other countries, I wouldn't agree with that, because I can say that it is much more stringent in India to work with that. It's exciting, yes, it's exciting, far more exciting and complex. The sound of the product, the sound of the bullet that goes out of the firearm, the armaments that we make, that is what satisfies us. It's all exciting, it's all fun, it's not work for us, it's something that, it's a fun game that we do every day. But yes, there are compliances, we have to follow many rules. The framework is there, much stronger than other nations. So India would be the last country that such things would get leaked or smuggled out, I can say.
Thank you. I'll be last two questions each for the panelists. Before I address this, I'll be clubbing the questions, but I will address this. Prashanti Komu from Telangana. Prashanti ka question hai ki why India is still termed as a developed country. What are your suggestions to call India as a well-developed country? There are international parameters to call a country a developed country. We have made a lot of progress. In fact, there are a lot of progress. But when it comes to percentage, because of the population, when you take a percentage, we are a bit below the radar in percentage. But in absolute terms, there are a lot of positivity that has happened. Lakhs and lakhs of people, crores of people have actually come above the poverty line. In fact, multidimensional poverty index, a lot of people have gone below the poverty line in multidimensional poverty index. Maybe we are just almost there in terms of defining internationally, in terms of internationally marking. Thank you. I'll come back to you, Rajat, here. 3 questions I'll be clubbing. I'll request all the 3 to stand up. Shruti Kundargi, Hubli. Rachna Yadav, UP. और नियाज, तीनों का similar question है. It is, how is animation useful in our daily life? And how can I get into animation course or animation videos learning basically? And the final one is, how does animation play a vital role in educational content, whether it's health or e-learning, basically those educational content. So all these three club together.
First I will get on the education content. So there are many in the medical terms, when a doctor wants to teach their students that you have to insert this, you have to cut this, if that is shown in the video content or an animated version that this thing has to be done this way, then you can easily adopt the things through animation. So majorly whenever you have doubts on some content, you go and Google, how can this work? How can this mechanism, even in mechanical sector, there are many animation videos which show how the processes work. You can easily understand the process. To understand the process, the animation helps a lot. First thing is the education. And the second thing about the courses is that when we are in Hubli, there are animations course available outside also, but when we call them for hiring, the output is not, they are not skilled enough to be taken inside the production house, because they teach them everything where they fail. Whenever you go to any company and you are going to give an interview, the interviewer knows everything about the industry, right? So whenever you are telling that I know this, I know this, I know this, you please, if you don't know something, you tell, sir, I don't know this, I will learn it, and I will make sure that I can be the right person. Your attitude sometimes makes you come inside the organization. You should not be like, you know everything when you are getting interviewed. If you don't know, you politely tell, sir, I don't know this, I would like to learn it. The way you speak, the attitude of learning makes us interested to hire you. That is one thing. And the courses, you can even come to our office. There is a production house. It is an 8 months course. We train you on what production actually requires. So whenever, even if you go to other companies, the company will directly give you a test. If you can clear this test, then I will hire you. That's what happens in the company. Even the engineering graduates, even they pass out, there will be some kind of test. So make sure that you can clear that test or understand what all can be there in interview. Are you at least, do you know the basic knowledge that you have to know? So in our company, we train them for 8 months. After that, we make them to work on the live projects, so that if when they go to other companies, they will tell that I have the experience of 1 year. In institutes, they just teach you and they send you to the production house. That's where they fail. They don't have the experience how to crack what the interviewer needs. They don't know. So you can come to our office. Even if you don't join, just see what is happening in the production house, how the things work. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajat. I will quickly wrap up this. But before that, very quick, Ankush, to you. Related, ये राहुल महातो है वेस्ट बंगाल से, राहुल महातो वेस्ट बंगाल, और विपुन जॉन वेनार्ड से, विपुन जॉन वेनार्ड. Okay, sorry Vipun, I think we addressed this. Very quickly, Rahul Mahato says, what is the right path to be financially free? Whether it's a government job, private job, entrepreneurship, anything, but ultimately what is the right job to be financially free?
See, the first thing is obviously do what you love, do what you excel at. And if you don't excel at anything, find that. That is the first thing I'll say. Even in the entrepreneurship startups also, there are ways, you can go big in the initial days. Even if I have to speak specifically of the startups, we are in a year wherein you can get investments in your, it's at your fingertips. You get a lot of investments. There are too many investors. There are seed funds. There are government schemes too, actually, both under Startup India and Startup. If you are, as you are from West Bengal, I wouldn't mention about Karnataka government schemes. But I hope that even the West Bengal state government has certain schemes. In fact, if I have to speak about our state government schemes, they have a couple of seed funding schemes. Actually, Rajat here mentioned that he got funded under Elevate scheme of the Karnataka government. Similarly, Indian government also has schemes, department-wise. For example, I mentioned in the defense, if I have to say, I mentioned that recently we won an award from Indian Air Force, a contract to develop anti-drone systems. So this particular contract, we were awarded under a particular scheme called as IDEX. So if you can Google it, you can Google it in your leisure. IDEX scheme actually funds your development program, funds the complete project, of course with your own contribution too, and it also provides you the complete support to the journey of developing a new product for the defense if you are selected. So that is what I mentioned earlier, that we had to compete against about 1,200 companies, MSMEs and startups with our proposal, with our prototype that we had developed, and we came up at the top. Today that project will be completely funded by Ministry of Defense, and the complete support right from the starting point to the trials will be provided by the government. So the government is quite optimistic in that regard. It's quite ambitious with its goals. It's all that you need to step forward. You have plenty of schemes in front of you.
I'm just wrapping this up. Final question that I'll answer. Nakari Tejeshwar Rao, Andhra. If he's there, I'll answer it. Otherwise, I'll take it out. I think he's not there in the room. Now we can end it, Mika. I think Nakari is not there.
Most of you definitely have given your questions, but they are unanswered. Just like yesterday, I would like to mention GeoChat. Please download GeoChat, mention your name, the name of your city or your state, and your question along with your email ID, and your questions will be answered. Now, before I proceed, I would like all of you to please give an NSS clap for our dignitaries on the dais, our speakers, for being so patient enough and answer so many questions and sharing your knowledge with us. And now, jury members or panel members have chosen one best question. And are you all ready for that? Okay, any guesses? Apna hi naam le lo. All right, so the best question goes to Yati from Punjab. Please come on the stage. Yati from Punjab receives the best question for this session. I request our speakers to please hand over the gift to the winner. Meanwhile, I request Prashanti from Telangana to please come on the stage. Karishmanand Mishra from Jharkhand. Niyaz. Rahul Mahato from West Bengal. And Shreya Shelke from Maharashtra. Please join us on stage. The lucky ones to receive the National Youth Festival bands from our speakers of this session. So congratulations to these students as well. काफ़ी लोगों के सवाल आज पिक नहीं हो पाए, इसलिए मैं दोबारा रिपीट करना चाहूँगी. प्लीज़ जियो चैट डाउनलोड कीजिए NYF, दैट इज़ नेशनल यूथ फेस्टिवल 2023 पे. आप अपना नाम, अपना ईमेल आईडी, अपना प्रश्न और स्टेट का नाम भी वहाँ पे छोड़ सकते हैं. दे विल डेफिनेटली बी आंसर्ड. I would like to repeat, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸನ್ನು ಏನಾದರೂ ಇವತ್ತು ಪಿಕ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಹೆಸರು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯನ್ನು ಜಿಯೋ ಚಾಟಲ್ಲಿ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಯೂತ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟಿವಲ್ 2023ಯಲ್ಲಿ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಇನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So yes, एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाए सारे winners के लिए, सारे students के लिए, and अपने आप के लिए for being so patient enough, listening all these sessions and asking you relevant questions. Now I request all of you to kindly proceed towards your lunch. We all are meeting back in the same auditorium exactly after 30 minutes. But yes, before that, it's time to also honor our speakers. So let's welcome on stage Muskan Sharma from Orissa. I request her to please present the memento to Mr. Rajat Divate. No problem. Can we have a huge round of applause for our speakers? It's time to say a thank you for all the patience that they have showed today for this session. I request Sarthak from Kerala to please present the memento to Mr. Ankush Koravi. And I request Adarsh from Karnataka to please present the memento to Professor Mangala Gowri. I thank all the speakers once again. Thank you so much for being a part of this wonderful session and making it wonderful with all your knowledge. Thank you all the speakers on stage. And I thank all the students. As I said, we are meeting again exactly after 30 minutes in the same auditorium for the next session. Thank you, everyone.